Welcome back to Absolutely Marvel and DC. My name is Benny, that is Dan, that is Dylan, and right here at this channel we do discussions, theories, and analytical reviews of your favorite superhero-themed TV shows and movies. But today we're going to do something a little different. We just did our Shang-Chi review, and we mentioned how much we enjoyed the mythological creatures, and I said that I like to deep dive into a lot of the lore, and I knew that all of these creatures were real creatures in Chinese lore. The fun thing is, Dan and Dylan didn't. So, I pulled up an article which specifically states all of their names that I'm going to butcher and mispronounce, but I'm going to try, and I will spell it out as well, so Dylan can put it up on the screen like this is what it actually is supposed to do, just to kind of go through each and every one of these. So,
let's learn some stuff.
So I'm going to open these by asking this creature, do you think it was made for the movie, or do you think it was made an actual Chinese mythological lore? Morrison.
Made for the movie. That one
that
has to
seems
be
like
made for the movie.
That seems too specifically manufactured by a studio to as super cute to have been a thing.
That sounds like one of those ones where everyone at the table threw out something chicken's body, rainbow wings. But
also
that's kind of how I pictured it. Just throwing things on the table, and they were like, "Love it, put it together, make it."
I can also kind of picture that being in like a bunch of them are really tiny in the background of an old painting or something.
So a Dijang, Dijang, is a mountain patron god in Chinese mythology. It is one of the mythological beasts featured in the Chinese classic text, Classic of Mountains and Sea. Several versions depict it as a divine bird, but it is is noted to be related or identical to the personification of Hun Dun, a legendary faceless being of primal chaos.
Wow.
So
the actual depiction shows a fluffy, six-legged beast with 4 wings and no face and a tail.
So they made it a little cuter in the movie.
I'm going to link you guys the image. I don't think they did.
Oh, they just removed the unnecessary parts.
They just added a little bit more color to the wings.
Yeah, they took away 2 wings. Or no, it had 4.
It had 4. It
2 of them were just a lot smaller.
Yeah. For those who are only listening, sadly, Dylan will probably be putting up the images on the screen. But if you're only listening, they're just describing it. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. So yes, that is a real creature in Chinese mythology.
I like him.
Well, you know what? Now if that's a real one, all of them have to be real.
No, don't jump ahead of our game.
All right, let's go.
So the next question I have is the Firebirds at the beginning. Are they real? Are they in mythology?
I'm going to say yes because of Moltres.
I assumed they were just like a phoenix, like a bunch of phoenixes.
That's true. Yeah, there's too many Firebirds from throughout the world's mythology for that to be not real.
So,
if Japan has, I don't know if Moltres is specifically on a Japanese
As
Firebird.
Japanese lore, Japanese mythology, there's Moltres.
Yeah. I know there is the birds are based on some kind of Japanese folklore, I'm pretty sure, but it's also possible that was just borrowed from Chinese folklore. I don't know.
So the fun thing here, this is turning into a lot more fun than I thought this video was going to turn into. So a phoenix is actually Greek mythology, Dan.
Okay.
It is not Chinese mythology. But the Firebirds in Chinese mythology are the Feng Huang, Fenghuang. And it's basically a phoenix in Chinese mythology. They're known for attacking snakes with their talons and wings spread wide. They have the beak of a rooster, the face of a swallow, the forehead of a fowl, the neck of a snake, and the breast of a goose, and the back of a tortoise, and the hindquarters of a stag, and the tail of a fish.
That's too many things. What was the deal with mythology? Everyone's the chimera. Just everything is every creature.
So in the movie, we did not get a good shot at them. This is what they actually look like in Chinese mythology.
Oh, interesting. Whoa. It's like a, it's like a peacock phoenix.
This hurts my head.
But they
to
showed
look
them
at
at a distance. They just showed Firebirds.
Yeah.
Which now I have images of Dylan being like,
so
Moltres!
Are we
picture you in
sure
the
that
theater
this
show.
is what they were?
Yep, Fang, because it's the Firebird of Chinese mythology.
Oh, well, I know it's the Firebird of Chinese mythology, but
It probably
I mean,
didn't look like that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
So
say
maybe they're
'cause-
just putting two and two together. This one might
Yeah.
not actually be based on that, but
That's what I'm thinking.
Right. This is the Firebird of Chinese mythology. They could have easily made it look more like a phoenix and been like, oh, people will know Firebird. You know, like, this is the movie people's interpretation of Chinese mythology.
Right. Okay.
But they symbolize luck and virtue. So now picture at the beginning, when they entered into the area, the first creature they saw was the creature of luck and virtue. And they were straight out of classic Mountain and Seas, the same book as the Morrison character.
the other guy.
And if they are luck and virtue, they all left when the dad showed up.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
can see that. All right,
Bad
so
dad.
Dan, you named the next one. Yes. The nine-tailed fox is not called a nine-tailed fox.
No, and I can't remember what the Chinese one you said it was. I know what it is in Korean and Japanese.
What is it in Pokemon? Since we're playing that game, apparently.
Well, we got nine tails.
Nine tails.
So
We've got the Kitsune, which is the Japanese, and the Kumiho, which is the Korean.
right. Come on,
He's almost there.
Kumijuan. I don't know.
Huli Jing.
Ah, it was close-ish.
Close-ish. You knew it was
said
two words.
You said it was 2 words. I had vowels. You had vowels.
So they're Chinese mythological creatures capable of shape-shifting. They are either benevolent or malevolent spirits among the nine-tailed fox, Zhu Wei Hu. The Huli Jing are Hulijing, 2 words, and Zhu Wei Hu is Jiuweihu. They appear in Chinese folklore, literature, mythology, often being a good or bad omen. Once again, look at all the creatures they looked at as they entered the village. Mm-hmm. All symbols of virtue or omen. I feel like they purposely picked these Chinese mythological creatures for these. You could have picked any of them. They didn't have to be these guys. Like, it's not like they only have 5 in the entire Chinese lore.
It's a fun attention to detail.
Yeah, which I really appreciate. This is why I said because I'm never gonna claim that I'm some Chinese mythology expert, but like I said in our other video, I love lore, mythologies. I love Greek, Roman, Chinese, Japanese, European. I know little bits about each and every one of them. So
It's like anytime I watch a Thor movie or read a Thor comic and they pull in Norse mythology stuff, and I'm like, all of this is wrong.
yeah, exactly. that is not Loki. Oh, I guess it is kind of Loki. So, okay. Next up, you mentioned it as one of your favorite creatures, Dylan.
I was a big lion guys. I know these
Big
are real.
lion guys.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're well known, but
Chinese
why are they
iconography.
well known?
I'm assuming they have something to do with, based on where they're usually placed in like the real world that I've seen them and in the movie. I feel like they have something to do with like guarding away from evil spirits or something. That would be my assumption.
Yeah. I believe they are some sort of protective guardian that's supposed to protect your like household from evil spirits, which would make sense because of the evil dwelling behind the wall.
So their actual name is Chinese guardian lions, also known as imperial guardian lions. They're a traditional Chinese architectural ornament, typically made of stone. They're known as the stone lions or the shishi, shi. They are known colloquially, I can't pronounce words.
Colloquially.
That one as lion dogs, foo dogs, or foo dogs. Foo, F-O-O, or foo, F-U. The concept, which originated
Rude?
became what?
F me? F you, sir.
The concept, which originated and became popular in Chinese Buddhism, features a pair of highly stylized lions, often one male with a ball and one female with a cub, which were thought to protect the building from harmful spiritual influences or harmful people that might be a threat. So once again, think of how they were used in the movie.
Yep.
Once the enemy showed up, 2 of them showed up. Remember, we saw one, and you were like, "Oh, cool!" And then it was like 2 of them. Follows the lore of what their actual purpose is. We got
looked
2 more
great.
to go.
They looked very fluffy in the movie.
Yeah,
I'm just
I'd
saying,
like
I
to
would have
have
loved
one.
to hug one.
Okay, so the next one we're gonna go with is the horse-looking creature. You know the one I'm talking
that
about?
thing was weird. Somebody in the movie said that was, I think it was Trevor. He said that's a weird looking horse. As one
Yeah.
walked past.
I know it's a thing. It reminds me of it's in Princess Mononoke, a like interpretation of that creature. I believe
Yep.
it's the forest spirit.
I'll go to a minute. It's the Qilin. I definitely butchered that one. Qilin, also known as a Qilin. The reason I know that one very well is it's a mount in Final Fantasy XIV that you have to earn, and I could ride around it. And it looks exactly like that, but gold.
Gotcha.
We'll get it for you later, Dylan.
Cool.
So you can be like, I'm riding my Shang-Chi horse.
No, I stick with my gorilla. That's all I need.
It is a mythical, hoofed, chimerical creature that appears in Chinese mythology. It is said to appear with the imminent arrival or passing of a sage or illustrious ruler.
So Trevor came into town and they were like, we gotta.
They generally have dragon-like features, similar heads with antlers, eyes with thick eyelashes, manes that always flow upwards, and beards. The body is partially or fully scaled and often shaped like an ox, deer, or horse, and they have always shown to have cloven hoofs. While dragons in China are also commonly depicted as golden, the Qilin, or Qilin, may be of any color or various colors and can be depicted as bejeweled or exhibiting jewel-like brilliance. Common color choices for depictions often are associated with elements, precious metals, stars, and gemstones, and additionally include earth tones and modest browns. The other appearance of these in video game lore, Monster Hunter. You actually fight a Qilin, who is the god of thunder, basically. So, just a fun little thing they pull in for it. They're also sometimes mistaken for unicorns. The Western concept kind of brought them over. It made them into what we got unicorns out of. So,
makes
just,
sense.
yeah. And the last one, the last creature, I've named almost all of them. Dylan, Dan, what haven't I named?
The dragon.
The big dragon?
It's properly pronounced the dragon. No, no, but the dragon. Undeniably the most recognizable creature in Chinese myth, the snake-like dragon appears. Now, for those who don't know, dragons are an interesting mythological creature because the fact is they exist in every form of mythology. And due to that, people wonder if maybe at some point in the world there was a form of dragon because cultures that have never spoken to each other at the time of creating a dragon created a dragon. So
Dinosaurs. That's just what they are.
Well, the Chinese one is more the serpent-like. It's known to have the longer, wavy tail. European one's the one that you see a lot of times in World of Warcraft, stuff like that. Qilin is actually considered a dragon type as well. So it's interesting that so many things fall under dragon, but I did like that the fact that they did make it a Chinese dragon, and then we had basically... I don't even know what that Soul Eater thing was, but
Yeah, but I was gonna ask, was that a thing in the comics?
I was gonna say it's got to be comics, or I thought we were gonna get to it like it was some sort of mythological being for.
nope, not on the list. Dweller in Darkness.
They did a great job of
obscure
making it look evil. That's for sure.
tentacle man.
Yeah, no, I can't. If it does exist, it's not listed in anything. So
Interesting.
I think it's just a comic book
that's-
creation.
That's fair.
So, but yeah, that's all the creatures that were featured in there and their purposes. All of them seemingly were fitting except for the Qilin. They just wanted to have that one in there because no one
Actually,
passed as far as I know.
I mean, if it's the passing
Or-
of a ruler, the dad.
Yeah. They showed up because of the dad.
Because you said that it doesn't have to have just happened, but the imminence of something
Yes,
like that
imminence of it
happening.
coming. That's
Oh,
true.
they're like Mothman. Hell yeah. I love Mothman.
We like cryptids here at this channel.
R.I.P. Tales of Earth.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I miss
Poor
that
Tales
channel.
of Earth.
Maybe we'll just remake a new one, Tales of Cryptids, and we'll just talk cryptids. We'll just revitalize the channel.
Tales
I could
of
talk about
mythology.
Mothman for hours. And Bigfoot,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
All right. Next video on the channel. Dylan and I are going to the mountains to find Bigfoot.
Yes. Let's go.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's little fun video. My name is Benny. That is Dan. That is Dylan. We talk about all your favorite superhero-themed TV shows, from analytical reviews to theories to fun chats like this. Stick around. We'll be bringing you more videos very soon.